So for the last couple of weeks since I put the new screen in, I've been wondering what I'm going to do with the contrast pot. Now this is the contrast pot, which is loose inside the machine at the moment. Now, I've gone over a couple of options in my head and I've sort of pretty much discounted some of them. And here are some of the reasons why. So the first option I thought about was effectively reusing the contrast pot for the original screen, which is this group of soldered components on the input-output board. Now, I've had the board out and I've had a good look at it, and it probably would involve me breaking a lot of the original circuit tracks to make that solution work. And I'm not too keen on doing that, because when you start breaking circuit tracks, you run the risk of breaking something else as well, which is predominantly why I'm not so keen on that. Then what I did look at was whether I could desolder the component that was underneath this and then pop that through the same hole. And the answer is no, because this is actually a thicker shaft than that one is, and also this is a surface mounted pot, so if you can see the sort of bolt there, or the screw, which fixes it to the casing. So again, I've gone away from that idea as well. So pretty much the only idea left is, and this is sort of, I'm not keen on doing this with keyboards, is to actually pop a small hole in the back of the plate, somewhere probably around here, and popping that pot through there. And that's what I'm going to do today. So in order to do that, we need to start at the back, but before we do that, we need to do some measuring. Right, so I have my trusty steel rule, and I'm going to use this screw as a reference point, and based on that screw, so on a center, that is just shy between 14.4 and 14.5 centimeters. So that means that I've got effectively 14.4 centimeters of space to play with when I think about putting the hole through from the other side. Okay, so now we're at the back of the keyboard, and if I get my ruler and I put that on center, so there is the screw that comes through from the other side on center, and there is 14.5. So obviously what I don't want to do is I don't want to drill a hole through the word Korg, so I'm probably going to drill a hole around 13.5 centimeters. Now, the second question is, what do I line that up to? So obviously the motherboard is sitting at this height here, and the screws for the audio in and out board are sitting at that height there. So I think it will probably make more sense to have it in line with that. So if I just do that like so, keeping that on center, and if we put a hole, I think roughly around the 13 centimeter mark, which is there, I think we should be okay. So now to get the drill out. There's the pilot hole drilled. I'll now get a bigger drill out, make that hole big enough to accept the pot, or the variable potentiometer as they're correctly called. So, hole's been drilled, and the control fits through nicely. Now all we need to do is get some washers and we can fit this control in place. So before I fit the control, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a hoover and I'm just going to hoover this area here just to make sure there's no loose filings, nothing that can make contact with the board, nothing that's short a board. Very simple Hoover attachment. Hoover. Okay, the other thing I've done here is I've just got the Dremel with a sanding attachment on it, and I've just gone around the edge of the hole just to deburr it so there's no rough pieces there that could catch on anything. And now I'm going to fit the control. So there's the control, and I shall grab hold of the nut and the bits and fit it. Okay, so putting this in and washer first, like so, and making sure that the cables are up. So I don't know whether that's visible to the camera what I'm doing here. Cables are up. It's through the hole, just holding it there. So that's fitted through the hole. A couple of washers. One washer should be enough. The lock nut. Right, I've just done it to finger tight, but I will get a spanner out in a sec and do that slightly tighter. And there you go. There is the contrast control fitted to the back of the Korg. Fortunately, it's not the neatest compared with the original LCD contrast, but given how old this keyboard is and how easy it is to get hold of parts, that's the best repair I can do. So finally, just to keep the cables tidy in here, I'm just going to fit a couple of these, just sponge, sticky backed cable tidies, just to keep the cables out of the way when the lid goes up and down, so it doesn't catch in any of the moving bits in here. And then we're done. There you go, cable tidies fitted. Job done. If you like the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Apparently it helps the channel and allows other people to find this video a lot quicker. I'm sure by now if you didn't like the contents of this video, you've already given me a thumbs down. If you want to be notified about future videos that are added to the channel, hit the subscribe button that should be appearing about here.